So you're experiencing twin flame separation. You don't want to be experiencing separation at all. So how do you clear it? Well, look at how the situation makes you feel. It's really important that you feel your feelings about it before you do anything else. How are you reacting to the separation? Are you resisting it or accepting it? Because neither of those things are going to help you come out of separation. First of all, if you don't want to experience separation, never ever accept separation. However, if you're already experiencing it, if the separation has already happened, if the cause for separation had already been created in your consciousness and you're experiencing the manifestation of it now, you have to accept where you're at, but don't accept it as the final result. This is the secret sauce on the journey. You got to acknowledge exactly where you're at. You got to accept where you're at, and you also got to choose more. You got to do both. The situation is what it is. I'm not happy about that. I know what I desire, and I choose to move towards that. Are you replaying the moment you went into separation, or are you surrendering to the process? I mean, if you do keep playing the end of how your relationship was, that's a fabulous opportunity to unpick that and heal what you're being shown. That's why you keep replaying it. How do you feel about it? Does it bring up feelings of abandonment, betrayal, being cheated on, being unloved, anything like that? These feelings were already there in consciousness. And your twin flame has given you this amazing gift of bringing your attention to these feelings so you can identify them and you can heal them. Applying the mirror exercise, giving yourself the commitment, the love that you're needing in these places. Your twin flame can't give you those things until you've given them to yourself. So please don't fight with what your soul is trying to teach you. You've got to feel your feelings about it, even if they're bad feelings. Not to feel bad, not to get stuck in the bad feelings, but so you can let them go. You can move through them. But you won't be able to do that if you keep stuffing your feelings down. If you stop feeling your feelings, if you refuse to feel your feelings, that's fighting the process. Just allow everything to flow and you'll no longer be stuck, you'll move forward. Is your twin flame also feeling this pain? Well, as a general rule, if you're feeling uncomfortable, then they will also be uncomfortable. They will probably be feeling even more uncomfortable because at least you have some idea of what this journey is and what's going on, and you have your destiny in your hands. If your twin flame doesn't have as much clarity as you on this, it must be extremely uncomfortable for them. So whatever they're putting on social media, however much they try and cover it up, please try and be compassionate towards them. You might have been receiving signs lately that they're thinking of you. Well, trust that. They will be thinking of you just as much as you're thinking of them. That's a given. You may be able to sense their sadness even if it's unspoken, but if you're able to pick up on those emotions that much, then work through them with the mirror exercise. Maybe you keep encountering signs, songs, synchronicities about them, like you can't get rid of them. Are these happening more when you try to move on? Well, maybe it's a sign that you're not meant to move on and you're not going to be allowed to move on. Because there is no moving on from the true twin flame if you're unhappy with where you're at. If you're suffering, then shutting it all down or numbing out or trying to move on isn't going to give you the relief you seek. Peace is what's going to give you the relief you seek. If you can be at peace with the situation, even if it's not a very good situation, then you can move forward and out of this situation into one that you're really desiring. Say there's a third party, you don't have to like them, as long as you can be at peace about it. The universe is going to keep this channel open. You can't suppress your desires, you can't make your desires go away, but you weren't given these desires in order that you may be thwarted or frustrated. You were given these desires so that they may be realized for you. Maybe this separation has awakened a deeper part of you. Because when all the doors on the outside seem closed, it doesn't mean that it's the end, because it's not. You're just being asked to change direction and go in more. And I know a lot of twin flame talkers talk about going in, but it's only relatively recently I realised how deep within you actually have to go. Very few people actually are honest about how deep you have to go. Has it also inspired you to live with more purpose? Because it's the journey to togetherness that gives it meaning. And it's not so much about comparing notes about what both of you experienced on the journey back to each other, but more about who you became on these journeys. What old wounds is this separation helping you heal? You'll know exactly what they are, what bad feelings arise about the situation. Are abandonment or rejection issues resurfacing? This is where you've got to show up for yourself and be present with yourself and give yourself the love that you're needing here. Is it teaching you to love yourself unconditionally? Perhaps you've only known conditional love growing up. Perhaps you only received conditional love in this life. Well, what does true, real love, unconditional love, what does that really feel like to you? Can you bring yourself that energy right now? Do you believe that union is possible or even promised? Because the truth is, if you're choosing it and take the steps, it's inevitable. That is God's promise for you. But the divine likes to surprise you. So can you allow the divine to bring you a lovely surprise? Do you have a quiet faith that it isn't the end? Because it's never the end when it comes to your twin flame. It's always only ever just beginning. It's just the start of a new chapter, a chapter of going within, of doing the inner work, of healing the upsets, of clearing the blocks to love, so your union can rush back into its natural state, which is together. Because you're clearing away all the energies that are keeping it away. What is keeping union away for you right now? Just feel into it. It could be a third party, it could be distance, it could be finances, it could be family, it could be cultural things. At the end of the day, the story doesn't even matter. Everyone's going to have their own story. But separation's just a consciousness. Just clear the block within, it will clear itself on the outside. Have you been guided towards your life's mission during separation? Have you been called to follow your soul's purpose? You will honour that. Go in that direction. Pick up your projects, your creative endeavours, and know that you're not doing it to do it alone or as a substitute for being together with your twin flame. Your life purpose is a shared purpose, and you're going to be doing it together with them. So if you're getting it up and running, then when union comes in, you'll both hit the ground running, and your twin flame will be able to meet you there really easily. Has your creativity, healing work or service work expanding? If it has, great. If it hasn't yet, don't worry. Just follow your heart. Take the steps that you're inspired to take. Do what inspires you the most. You'll get there. Are you romanticizing the pain or spiritualizing avoidance? You don't have to do that, because you don't have to stay in separation if you don't want to. Don't tie pain to your expectations or fantasy. It kind of is related to Byronic unhappiness, where people think that if they're unhappy, then they're morally superior to people that aren't. You don't have to do that anymore. You can choose to end that old paradigm and choose happiness and oneness and togetherness instead. Are you avoiding your own life by waiting? Because putting your life on hold is the most guaranteed way to stop your union coming in. It's like numbing out to your feelings. You gotta live your life as best you can now. Do everything that you possibly can be doing that you want to do without your twin flame here. And then your twin flame will much more easily be able to come in and meet you there, and you'll be doing these things with them. What would full surrender to the journey look like for you right now? Could you allow yourself to feel your feelings and trust the divine plan? Can you detach from the outcome, but can you do that from a place of love rather than fear? Yeah, separation sucks, and nobody should have to live it. These videos here have much more information on this topic, so enjoy those.